We're going to talk about all of this, plus your chats right here on the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show, where we have expert trash talk and unrivaled analysis. But this sounds drastic, but I suppose you have to take drastic action when your head coach can't count to 11. I was almost ready to call it off. This is ridiculous.
Let's get into it. Let's talk football. That's going to make us both feel a lot better. And they've finally figured out a winning formula in the last three. Well, I mean, they've been winning the whole time. They just haven't been winning the championships that we won. I mean, Michigan was never a bad team except for maybe 2017 and 2020. Okay, this is really dumb. Why? Maybe it's not dumb. That at the end of this, the NCAA is going to have more egg on their face than Michigan is.
If you're between 19 and 23 years old and people are throwing millions of dollars at you, that's got to mess with your head.
That might be a pipe dream. That might be a pipe dream. I'm just thinking because
it might be, but it would be a lot of fun.
That would be sweet. How long has this segment gone on? Like 40 minutes?
Welcome to the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show. This is how things go around here, and you know that because you've seen the show before. All 691 subscribers, by the way, thank you for that.
How many people are going to tune in for the Michigan-Ohio State game now, knowing that the loser of this game can still make the playoffs? I just heard the screams of all of my brain cells die.
We are now up to 907 subs.
Well, actually, hold up, maybe. Because we're going to get to this. We'll get to this when we talk more about the spring game.
We have this tradition here that we ask all of our guests, of which you are the first. So it's not a long-standing tradition. All right, well, I do want to be respectful of time. I told Ted we do
We're having so much fun. We're having so much fun.
It's interesting because he said that the goal of the NCAA at this point is to just not get sued anymore.
Yeah, even after these last 3 years, we still represent hard. I mean, you got to rep your team, right? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But the problem was that they weren't pulling in like Ohio State level recruiting classes, and this is a huge concern. But then Harbaugh goes and wins a national championship with a bunch of 3 stars, a handful of 4 stars, and then a couple of 5 stars.
And he will announce the starting QB by the end of this week. The NCAA will have 90 days to respond.
Because, yeah, I mean, Michigan really couldn't throw the ball at all because Chop Robinson's pass rush was just insane. I mean, that guy was awesome. He was everywhere, and he was giving Carson Barnhart all sorts of issues, and that's actually why Sharon Moore pivoted in-game to running 30 bajillion some odd times in a row.
Between Tom Osborne and Solich, they had like 30 years of just destroying everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And now it's legal? I'm sorry. Was Jim Harbaugh like the biggest college football revolutionary ever?
I'll tell you this. No one willingly lives in Ohio.
Yeah.
Case in point, Garrison here. My dear friend.
No comment.
Jim Harbaugh has just introduced a brand new era of college football. These guys are nerds! And they bullied you! What were you thinking?
Kalen DeBoer, in order to keep up with Nick Saban, all DeBoer has to do is win 6 national championships in 17 years to match Nick Saban.
Thank you.
Beautiful, man.
It was very nice.
I really appreciate it.
I could tell you wrote with, from the heart.
Oh, absolutely.
It really meant something to you, and I can appreciate that.
I really appreciate you appreciating how much I appreciate this because it meant a lot to me. I
appreciate that.
They have a shutout every season. That's nothing. Stop. Move on.
I'm trying to be positive here. I'm trying to give the Hawkeyes some hope.
Lecture. Judges don't give lectures. Judges
Will you just say
give
something for crying out loud? That is a bad night for Georgia, but good news for Michigan. The only team Michigan has lost to is now number 1 in the country.
All of Georgia's players are in prison.
Do you think that Notre Dame Purdue is going to be kind of like Arkansas Oklahoma State, where like nobody's trying to win in the second half?
That was awesome. Man, I wish I had half the amount of knowledge that all those guys have.
Mac, take us out.
This is the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show. Good night, everybody, and thanks for joining with us. Joining us. Not with us. We were already here.
A good job by J.J. McCarthy. The handoff. Alec Menace is going to throw a pick. They give it to Corum. Up back. Corum. Touchdown, Wolverine. Ruben Wilson does it again. Hill finds some daylight. He's got some speed at the blocker. Outside. Turns the corner. Blake Corum down the sideline. Looking over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Wolverine. McCarthy extends the play, now using legs. McCarthy a first down.
And here we go. Special effects. I didn't set that up, but here we go. It is Big Ten Rivalry Week. It is finally here, and around here at Team Rivalry, we love a good rivalry. But all we have this week is Michigan, Ohio State, Nebraska, Iowa, and Oregon, and Washington. So just a bunch of fluff, really.
Yep.
Except Michigan and Washington have the opportunity to do the funniest thing this weekend. I don't know if it'll happen. We'll break it down for you anyway and give you our picks, the best picks in college football, provided you don't watch any other channels. Plus, we're going to talk about Indiana and their playoff chances as far as what the CFP will do with them in the CFP. Also, it's Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. All right here on the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show, expert trash talk and unrivaled analysis. I'm your host, Cliff. With me, once again, is the only man who would willingly and unironically vote for SpongeBob for president, Mac. How you doing over there, Mac?
I mean, he's got a great gas policy.
Sure.
You know, because he rides his bike everywhere. He rides his bike to work, you know, so he doesn't use up any gas.
Clean energy. You got to like.
It's clean. It's very clean. He does everything with love. And I just think that we need to do that. You know, we need to make our burgers with love. I don't see any issue with this.
I don't either.
SpongeBob 2028.
2028. There we go.
Yep.
We have a sponsor, Honey & Co. And why don't you go ahead and do that ad read? Let's have it.
Oh, you're ready for that already?
I'm ready. Let's do that.
Okay. Well, let me find it first. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. You guys know it. We know it. We all know it. Buckeyes stink. Their fans stink. Their football team stinks. Their stadium stinks. But you know what would make them smell a whole lot better? Room sprays from Honey & Co. Market. Discover the perfect gifts this holiday season at Honey & Co. Handmade Market. Their exquisite room sprays bring festive scents to life, creating the perfect atmosphere for you and your family to enjoy the holidays together, unless, of course, you're in the presence of Buckeye fans, in which case, hold your nose. Choose from a range of delightful fragrances that add a special touch to every room except the horseshoe. They make great gifts, so guys, if you're looking for stocking stuffers for your wife, they got you. Shop now at honeyandcomarket.com.
Thank you very much. The link will be in the show notes.
It is.
And Mac, you're gonna, whatever is coming to you from the guys in the green room is well deserved. Okay.
I actually got one more for you too.
Do you?
I
Sure?
got
Okay.
one more ad read. We've got another ad read.
Oh, really? Right now?
Yeah, I've got it.
Or we can save
Might
that
as well
one for later. No, we'll save that one for later.
Oh, all right. We'll save it for later then. Fine.
All right.
Whatever. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I
and-
forgot we were gonna do that.
Let's bring on our guests for the Pigskin Showdown. First, he is the mild-mannered, die-hard Buckeye who will bury you with a statistical breakdown from Buckeyes Battle Cry. We have Rob Moores. Rob, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I got my Beat Michigan shirt on, ready for this weekend. The rivalry, the biggest game in all of college football. So ready for that. But other than that, everything's going well. Excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow. Excited for all the food. I'm here for it.
All the food.
Your shirt is backwards though. All I see is Tayab Nagam.
Beat Michigan.
There we go.
Boo.
Where can everybody find you, Rob?
You can find my co-host Peter and I on Buckeyes Battle Cry, and you can find me on TikTok, Buckeye Rob 13.
Excellent. And Peter will be joining us in about a half an hour, I believe. Okay, let's see. Let's go to, he wants Ohio State to beat Michigan so badly he can't even spell Michigan. From Ohio State at the Voice of College Football and the Scarlet and Blue Show, we have Garrison. Garrison, how are you?
Wait, I can't spell Michigan?
You guys, you put the X's on it and all of that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
no. Well,
I don't
when
get it.
speaking about the Great Lakes State, I'll spell it out. But
Oh, all right.
and,
all
then
right.
and there's nothing great about anything going on in Ann Arbor right now.
The Great Lakes State is.
The Great Lakes State is.
What's the name of it?
Are you just trying not to say Michigan or anything with M's in it?
Hi, Mac.
Dude, get therapy, man.
No, no, you know what? And just to get to you real quick, Mac. The next time you talk about Ohio Stadium, you call it the cathedral of college football.
No.
But yeah, hi everyone. Happy to be back. You can find me at on X at Buckeye_Gaddy. That is Daddy with a G. You can also find my co-host on Scarlet and Blue Show, Bryce at Bryce R. Sack. He's currently in California right now. Actually doing a late show with him tonight.
Oh man.
And then yeah, he's out there for family and Thanksgiving. Oh, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And then you can also find me and my co-host Ryan on Ohio State Buckeyes Primetime on the voice of college football, Ohio State.
Excellent.
Emphasis on the.
Yeah, I got that. Our next guest, he floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee, but he sings like a young country superstar from Nebraska football at the Voice of College Football and the Big Ten Show, Justin Adams. Justin, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Can y'all hear me okay now? Still?
I hear you.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I got a weird noise on my end. So just making sure.
Just
What?
Say the magic words.
Oh, I don't remember those. I got ADHD, bro. I got a recall issue up here. You got to repeat that. I need a script. Nah, but happy to be back on and ready to talk trash about Michigan with Mac. So
There you go. Where can everybody find you?
you can find me at _H-Town Husker on X. You can find me at Nebraska Football at the Voice of College Football and the Big Ten Show at Big Ten Show on YouTube as well.
Excellent. All right, our next guest, he might be the only guy in the world who knows what lies beneath Outson Stadium. From Oregon football at the Voice of College Football and Exploring with Ben and Sam, Ben Schellen. Ben, how are you?
I'm doing great. I don't know what lies below Autzen Stadium.
Really? You haven't done
that is a secret. Yeah, no, you don't know that. No one knows that.
I saw you. I saw your video the other day, and I don't know when it came out actually, but you were going through a mortuary.
The Paris catacombs.
Was it? No, it was. It's not a mortuary. It's the place where you go and you visit for when people have their funerals. Funeral home.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow.
Wait. 1 second. You've been to the catacombs?
Like 4 different times.
Dude, I've been wanting to go there so badly ever since I watched As Above, So Below. Ever since I just want to go.
Did you have a stroke?
What?
Did you just have a stroke?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. And there are multiple times, but yeah, that's a great. It's hate week. Matt, great entry too. Great entrance. And by the way, Ohio State, Oregon. Last time we were there, we treated it like a cathedral. We burnt it down like Notre Dame.
Ooh.
Hey, that's rough. Actually,
That was good.
That was good.
And don't worry, I don't have the crown tonight. I just have a.
It's backwards. What does that say, Nick?
I'm trying to be nice with language.
Oh, there you go.
It's got a crown on it though. So.
Where can everybody find you, Ben? Aside from here right now.
Well, yeah, here. And then, as noted, Exploring with Ben and Sam on YouTube, but the Oregon Voice of College Football show, which actually is going live in basically 2 hours now because of that 5-minute intro you just had.
Oh, boy.
Where we have one of the guys from the Locked On Huskies coming on to talk it for Rivalry Week. So we'll be there live in a couple hours.
Nice.
Excellent. All right, guys, the first thing I want to talk about tonight is the CFP. There's a lot of discussion right now about where Indiana has been placed in reference to where Alabama has been placed. The big question is, can Indiana still make the playoffs, or will the SEC bias push them out? One of our questions is SEC bias even a thing? But the new CFP is out. And the big debate is over the ranking of Alabama and Indiana. Alabama lost to a 5-5 Oklahoma team and dropped 6 spots. Indiana lost to a number 2 Ohio State team and fell 5 spots. A lot of people are wondering if Indiana is going to get pushed out and Alabama snuck in. I believe right now Alabama is 13 and Indiana is 10. Complicating things are the games this Saturday. Indiana is going to play a 1-10 Purdue with Alabama playing a 5-6 Auburn. Will those games work for or against them? Well, will the playing Purdue work for or against Indiana, given that Purdue is 1-10? But again, is SEC bias a real thing, or should Indiana be sacrificed for Alabama? Who's going to draw in the most viewers, and who is the better team? Your guys' thoughts. What do you got? All right, so we're moving on.
So, and this isn't, I'm not talking about you, Cliff. I'm talking about just in the national media. I hate this conversation.
All right.
Because people are acting as if Alabama doesn't have 2 losses to 2 unranked teams. They literally have that. And one of them, you got dog walked by Oklahoma, which I don't think anyone saw that coming. Oklahoma's been very bad all year. They have a good defense, don't get me wrong. But that shouldn't have happened. And so I think that when you have 2 unranked losses, and then when you look at Indiana, every unranked team they have played, they've hit over the head. Every single one of them. Their one loss, yeah, you got dominated by the number 2 team in the country. If I told you that Tennessee got dominated by Ohio State, would you be that surprised? Probably not.
And most of us expected them to get dominated by Ohio State.
Exactly, except one of us. Yeah, I don't know. That conversation is just so weird to me because if any other program, let's say Michigan. Yes, I said the word. Let's say they had a really good season, right? Let's say they had a really good season, but then they dropped 2 losses to unranked teams. No one would have them in. So yeah.
No. I don't know how you lose to Vanderbilt and make the CFP. That's where I'm at. Like I get like Vanderbilt is kind of a cool story this year, but they're not actually even that good in terms of like a, I don't know, cute little Cinderella story or an unranked Power 5 team or Power 4 team, whatever. But they lost to Vanderbilt and then get dog walked by Oklahoma. Like if Alabama's in over Indiana in the CFP, it's rigged. There's no point in it.
All I'm gonna say is that we saw Alabama for who they were in prime time against Oklahoma, and it's not gonna matter what it's not gonna matter because they're gonna lose to Auburn. I'm calling my shot. Alabama's gonna lose to Auburn, and Indiana's gonna be able to get in because there's no way Indiana's losing to Purdue.
I think that's a valid point. Is that Auburn can take out Alabama, and then this whole thing kind of goes away. And if you want to watch a literal crime scene of a murder, just watch Indiana and Purdue, because it's going to be so brutal they'll have to take it off the air, I think. If you want the SEC bias, though, all you have to look at Missouri. I'm sorry, if you get shut out by a now 3-loss team, why do you keep popping back in the rankings? Like for 3 weeks, it was like, why is Missouri in there? And they got out and we're like,
and who was it that Missouri snuck by like 1 point? Who was that? I cannot remember.
I have their schedule actually now.
I feel like they came back and snuck past somebody by like a point at some
Auburn
by 4.
Might have been one of those.
Vanderbilt. They only beat Vanderbilt by 3.
Yeah, I think that one of those games they came back and it was really close. They barely held on to win that, or they barely came back and won that. But like, in my opinion, I believe, the SEC bias is real. But, I think their positioning of Alabama is to just like, I think it's to set them up in case something goes awry, that they're right there and they can, put them in over somebody. But the eye test matters, subjectivity matters. If Indiana was in danger of having a close game to Purdue, then I'd probably worry about a little bit more, but I just don't think that's a possibility. I think if Indiana gets through, wins that game, there's no way they leave them out or can. However, crazier things have happened before. like when they put in Alabama over Ohio State. I can't remember which year that was. I think it was a 2-loss Bama and a 1-loss Ohio State, and they put Bama in there. But yeah, so I don't think it's feasible for them to sneak Indiana out of there or sneak Alabama in there in place of Indiana if Indiana's got one loss, because at this point I think there's too much attention on the SEC bias narrative for them to do that and not face a crazy amount of criticism. And just looking at Alabama overall, if the eye test and subjectivity is part of the criteria for the College Football Playoff Committee, and you can't tell me that Alabama has passed more of the eye test consistently than Indiana has. You cannot.
That's the point too. Is Indiana's outside of the Michigan game, which was a bit of a struggle. Obviously, they won it.
Yep.
Ohio State. They have literally just murdered everyone that they have played on the field. Like literally. So eye test wise, just regardless of the opponent, they have just done what they needed to do. So
yeah.
What if South Carolina beats Clemson?
Nobody saw that.
Put them in.
Over Indiana?
Oh, not over Indiana, but I think South Carolina I think they're a top 12 team. I would argue right now they're probably playing the second or third best in the SEC right now.
I don't know. They lost to LSU. They lost to Ole Miss. They lost to Alabama. They've got, they beat Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt. They barely beat Missouri. They're coming off a huge 56-12 win over Wofford, and now they're at number 12 Clemson.
How are you playing Wofford this late in the season?
It's the SEC. It just
That's always happening.
They need to pad the stats.
You got to remember that some of those losses with South Carolina, their quarterback was hurt.
Was South Carolina? I think they should have. I think that was the game. Was that the 33-31 game? South Carolina LSU.
I thought they got cheated
LSU,
out of win this year.
Yes,
LSU.
LSU didn't deserve to win that game. South Carolina did, and they screwed themselves over and still had a chance to win it at the end with a field goal, and they missed it.
But I mean, okay, so they shouldn't have screwed themselves over, but they're number 15. So if any team looks like if any team right now looks like they're in a position where the CFP committee could be like, oh, we don't really want Indiana in.
That argument is for them because if you look at that LSU game, they can take that into account because the criteria for the College Football Playoff Committee is, the eye test is part of it. It's if you look at the actual baselines for it's very subjective, and naturally there's a natural bias when you have a group of people individually picking, on, and not a computer system anymore, picking on what they see because each person's different. But they'll definitely take stuff like that into account. I think there's a shot, but I don't think they get in over Indiana. No.
So do you think eye test wise, does Alabama look better than Indiana?
No.
No.
They're inconsistent.
Very like 1 week hey, they look good. The next week,
Jalen Milroe can look like a top, a first round pick sometimes, and the other times he looks like he barely knows how to play football. So,
yeah.
I mean, didn't he throw 2 pick sixes, all telegraph passes? That is a big rookie mistake. And what is he? He's like a senior now. So I think Alabama. So what I saw from Alabama, possibly them not being as good as a team, is they got really lucky against Georgia. I think they were up like
28-0.
Yeah, 28-0. Then all of a sudden, Georgia storms back. Yeah, Georgia blew it, but Alabama equally almost blew it as well. So and then they lost to Vanderbilt. So I think the inconsistency started with the Georgia game. I'm not really surprised they are where they're at right now.
I actually don't think that Georgia game is a blemish on Alabama. I think that says more about. I think it says more about. Well, I think it says more about Georgia, for the simple fact that you went down 28-0, 35-7 at half to Alabama, and then you also had Ole Miss, who blew you out also. And I've seen it. We've all seen football games where teams get up by a lot, and then the other team comes back and scores a lot, and it gets a little uncomfortable, but you still pull it out. I mean, don't get me wrong. They still shouldn't have let it happen, but I've seen enough to understand why it happened.
I see it a little differently because I think the goalposts on how we feel about Georgia have moved a little bit. I don't think they're quite as good as we thought, and I think it just in that game, it took Georgia a little while to kind of wake up, and I thought it was similar to the Texas game when they played Georgia. I just think Texas could not find a rhythm, and Georgia early in that game had the same issue. But yeah, so yeah, I mean. That one, but also to Garrison's point, we're talking about the committee, and they're not going to look at anything with a win of Alabama as a negative. I mean, so they're only going to look at that game as a positive, just with the SEC bias we talked about earlier.
So are you telling us that Georgia's not as good as we Georgia's not as good as we thought that they were? I mean, isn't FSU still a top 10 team? Oh no!
What?
Who?
I'm confused.
Yeah, exactly.
The guys who got left out last year.
Georgia is not as good as we thought they were. No,
I know.
No,
Georgia's too inconsistent. I mean, like I called it like they could be a team that's really good, that a game that they show up against Texas, and then all of a sudden they drop one to Ole Miss. You never know what you're getting all season. And Carson Beck has been absolutely horrendous. What does he have, like 10, 12 interceptions? They have no quarterback. Their offensive coordinator, I forgot his name, but
Mike Bobo.
He's not good at all. A big step down from who's it, Todd McCocken, who is with the Baltimore Ravens now. I just think Georgia's also one of those really inconsistent teams this season.
At this rate, though, they're about to be able to have like a full longest yard team with the DUIs. So,
can they even field a team at this point? I thought all of them were in jail.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. My point.
I was going to say real quickly. It's Alabama's biggest fan. They're the two teams they're rooting for the most probably this weekend are obviously probably like a Michigan, but I think it's primarily actually Syracuse and Cal. Knock off Miami and SMU.
Yeah.
And kind of eliminate the ACC.
Speaking of not deserving to be there, Miami.
Exactly. Syracuse might be Miami, I swear to God.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That defense is awful.
Would you guys say then that the SEC bias is in particular for Alabama or just any SEC team? Because right now, I mean, they've got Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee in the top 12. Do they need Alabama in there, or is it just any other SEC team? I
think it's really to the Georgias and Bamas, the ones that are typically in there more than any. But judging by how they've moved some of the other ones down the rankings or up and down the rankings based on, I think it was, I can't remember who mentioned Missouri earlier, but similar to that, you see some of these teams and how they're moving them, and I think that gives some credence to the fact that it could be all of the SEC, but they prop up a couple teams at the top a little more.
Gotcha. All right. I want to put this up. I actually think this is funny. Ohio State is going to take maize and blue out of Michigan.
I like
That's
that.
clever. That's clever.
That's funny.
I like
This
that.
kind of goes to our pre-show discussion. You don't see Milroe cutting it in the NFL. You guys think Milroe can make it in the NFL?
Nope.
He's a run first quarterback. That's it.
Yeah, if he does, he's going to be a project.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
he's got
a
a-
project.
He's got, huh?
I don't even think he's a project, dude. I don't think.
Well, I said if. I said if he does
Yeah.
make it, it's going to be because like he's a project and yeah, they unlock something. But I just don't think he sees the field very well. I think when he has open routes and stuff like that, but I also think he gets rattled easy. I think this is where he lacks. I think his mental toughness and his ability to have a short memory lacks because when we see him play bad, it goes really bad.
I saw it when when Alabama played Michigan the first time he fumbled. He wasn't the same after that.
Exactly.
That's what every time I hear Milroe's name, I keep thinking back to when they were saying that Alex Orji was the stand-in for Milroe last year. They were when they were prepping for Alabama, when Michigan was prepping for Alabama. We had such high hopes for Alex Orji at the time.
Yeah, man. How long ago does that feel now?
Again, you guys just wanted to hear orgy in the end zone, and that is not
we did
happened.
a couple of times, wasn't
So-
it?
We heard it a couple times. It happened.
So funny.
Oh, a couple times. Congratulations.
Funny thing
Thank
that
you.
Funny thing that you bring up orgy. So I was watching, Michigan
what?
Boys to College.
It'll never not be funny.
I was watching Michigan Boys to College football, and I think it was TJ finally admitted that he was wrong about Will Howard and said he's actually having a pretty phenomenal season. So I was like, all right, he admitted his fault. So
Yeah, Will Howard's okay.
He's all right.
his QBR is 84. It's fourth best in college football.
My QBR was off the charts. I don't even whatever.
Not third.
What?
It's not third.
I got.
It's not third.
It's not third.
All right, guys, let's get into some picks. We got some rivalries to talk about.
Sweet.
This week, okay, I got to bring up your scores from previous weeks here.
Did you count mine from last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Why can't I hear you? Wait, where'd you go?
Am I not there anymore? I was here.
You're really quiet now.
Uh-oh.
I think
There you go.
Is it back?
I did picks last week, didn't I? I was here last week.
Rob,
I think so. There,
caught up.
Rob,
Excuse me. He passed me up.
I think
Oh.
Peter, actually, Garrison, or no, maybe it was Peter and Ben didn't have one last
I
week.
can't really see it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Let me do the.
I think you're at 86-11 and I'm at 85-11.
Let's see.
There's me.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that helped a lot.
Big
there
Daddy.
you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know, I picked last week. It was the week before I didn't.
Was it the week before? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Nebraska's been killing me.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's getting pretty tight there at the top. Rob and Justin within a percentage of each other. Ben hanging in there at 83. I'm hanging in there as in third place. Garrison, you're at 82. Peter
bad,
is
Garrison.
doing well at 80. And Mac, I'm sorry, you're at 73. But you have
What game's
most
called?
I have 60 games called.
Hey, Mac, when you have a hitter at the plate with a 200 batting average, but he's batted 300 times, and you get a guy who's batted 150 times, but he's got a 400 average, who do you want at the plate? The guy with
Sorry,
the 400
can you
average.
repeat the question?
Yeah, I knew that would confuse you, but other people probably got it right. You want the
I
guy
don't-
with the higher percentage.
I don't speak baseball. I watch
Here
real
they go.
sports.
You want the guy with the highest percentage or the most at bats? Okay.
I don't know.
The highest percentage of
I wouldn't know
Oh, I
either.
see what
I
you're saying.
want the
I
guy
got
with
it
the
now.
most at bats because he's probably got the coolest swing. Right? That's how.
What?
LEDs in the helmet. It's all about the show. It's all
He's
about.
got, yeah, it's all about the show. He's probably got a metal bat, because he's upgraded so much. He's
Mental
been at the place so much.
gymnastics are fun, guys.
I'm really good at them. I am insanely flexible.
No, you're not. You think you are, but
I am. No, it's crazy how flexible I
you
am.
back yourself in the corner a lot.
All right.
I
I just got to
digress,
say,
sorry.
Big Ten team rivalry after dark starts right now.
But he's in it for the long haul, though. You got to appreciate his
Yes.
endurance.
I will not stop saying what it takes to get clicks on this damn show. All
He
right.
said he wouldn't stop either, but
If betting didn't involve covering the spread, I would bet more because I'm real good at picking games.
All right, guys, believe it or not, we are in the final week of the regular season. This is week 14. We're going to bypass the rules because we only have 3 games to talk about, and it is Thanksgiving, so we are just going to go for it, and you guys can say as much as you want about each of these games because we're going to also dig into the rivalries themselves. Our first game is
Suck crap.
Nebraska at Iowa.
What is this?
This
The
is-
2020 election? Rules matter.
No, not
That
not-
rule matters.
This is the Heroes Trophy, and I got to say, I looked this one up to find out what the Heroes Trophy is all about because I didn't know before. This one is actually really cool. The Heroes game recognizes individuals from both states for acts of heroism in their communities. For example, this year Nebraska will honor Edgar Estrada, and this is his story. On a hot August day this summer, Estrada was competing in a roping event at the Merrick County Fairgrounds. He heard the faint cry of a baby in the parking lot with no families in sight. He got on his horse and began to ride up and down the parking lot, trying to find the source of the cries. Soon after, others at the roping event came to help him search. According to Estrada, he pried the window down a little bit and he stuck his hand in there to open the door, and they got the baby out, and the baby is fine. They got him into an air-conditioned space.
Wait.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Wait, no,
Yeah, it is.
No, wait,
cool.
Stop.
What?
Wait a second. I'm only laughing because that sounds like such an Iowa or Nebraska thing. Riding on your horse.
Was that a rodeo?
That's a Texas thing. I'm gonna.
All right.
be
I don't
honest.
know. I don't
No.
know.
I need it
saw
on
a
the
video.
record. Garrison hates babies. That's what he's saying.
Wait,
Right?
no.
Garrison hates babies.
Well, I love my
Garrison's
nephew.
girlfriend, I hope you're watching this. He doesn't want to have kids.
No, I love. Shoot.
Hey, Mac. Tom
What?
Bouchard is on your side.
Hey!
There we go.
2020 election denial.
I was caught off guard by the horse, man. That's all.
I was just trying
I
to
know.
shame you for laughing,
No, I tried to stop.
but yeah, never mind.
I thought it was pretty cool.
My mom used to compete in those events, so I guess I'm not a Michigan guy like Garrison. And I laugh at the horses.
Wait,
The baby
she was
got saved.
Wait, what do you call it?
My mom was a barrel racer.
Oh, really? That's kind of dope.
Back in the day. Yep. She broke her back though, and hasn't been able to do it since. She got bucked off a horse, so she was trying to break it, which is where you hop on them when they're wild and try to get it to where you can ride them. And she broke her tailbone. So,
Bro, I played Red Dead Redemption. I know a breaking of horses.
God.
What's a barrel racer?
You just set up barrels and they run around. They take the horses around them and kind of a figure eight and go for the best time.
like a slalom course kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And actually, Peter is in the green room. So our next guest, everybody, he moved to the West Coast just so he could do some advanced scouting for the Buckeyes. We have Peter Ackauer from Buckeyes Battle Cry.
Whoa.
In the sunlight.
Apparently, he's in spy mode right now.
Maybe.
He looks like
now
he looks like a potato right now.
I think he's
isn't that just normal?
He's frozen.
Wait,
All right,
why
well,
can I see him?
You can't see him? He's
No,
in spy
Open
mode.
your eyes, Garrison.
I don't know if I want to the way you guys are talking about him.
He's
a potato.
in
He's got a
spy
potato
mode.
with
He's
a face.
scouting for Ohio State. He's watching Oregon this weekend.
All right. I appreciate him being here anyways.
Yeah, put a Frosty Muggs comment up.
Frosty Mug. All right.
Oh no,
Yeah.
my dogs. Shut up.
It's time to talk about a 7-loss SEC team getting into the playoffs over a 1-loss. Which network am I? All right, Mac, you got to explain this one to me. I don't know what he's talking about.
He's talking about the SEC bias. And I did CBS because that's the first tune that popped into my head. But ESPN is like that too. ESPN wants
It's ESPN.
7 losses.
ESECPN.
ESECPN, yeah.
Bro, like, y'all can't see me.
There you are. Peter is still frozen. I don't know what happened. Peter, if you're out there, you may have to. There you go. Okay.
R.I.P.
Bye, Peter.
All right. Peter's going to come back in a minute here.
R.I.P.
Hold on. I'm not sure if we'll start the picks anyway. All right. But okay. Nebraska, Iowa. Now, according to what Justin has told us, this is the big rivalry, right? For Nebraska?
Yeah.
This is the big one.
It is. Yep.
And-
a lot of hatred here. Fighting over who has the best corn.
Who has the best corn?
Yep.
And right now, Nebraska is, in fact, already bowl eligible. Bowl eligible. Iowa is looking for bowl eligibility. They are 5-5, 3-4 in the conference. Nebraska is 3-5 in the conference. Let's start at the top here. I got too many things going on. Mac, you get to go first.
Sweet.
Go ahead, Mac.
Also-
You want me to put you on the clock?
Well, I think all of it. Well, Garrison just said he's got to go in 15 minutes, so I think we should all be on the clock.
Oh, way to air me out, bro.
All right, you ready?
Garrison's got to ruin the party, so
Go.
All right, guys, we need to talk about something relatively serious here, okay? Here's the deal. Both your corn sucks, all right? Michigan has the best corn. We don't grow a lot of it, but the stuff that we do grow, primo. That is
Said
some
nobody
good
ever.
maize.
Said
Shut
nobody
up.
ever.
Clearly have
Garrison,
never
you
been
lived
north
there.
of Tennessee. They're Justin Cheese.
No, Nebraska's
We've got, I don't stop talking. We've got better corn, and that makes better vodka. Going Nebraska probably going to win though.
Bro, don't know geography.
Bro,
What was your
don't
pick?
know. Okay.
Did you have a pick?
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
Nebraska's probably going to win.
I'm from Texas. I don't always speak
All right.
correctly. There you go. That was right.
So you're just picking Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska. Oh, sorry, Nebraska 24, Iowa 17.
Nebraska.
Next year we'll do spreads. We'll do it that way instead.
Sure, whatever.
Confidence pick even.
But if you don't be quiet.
Oh goodness!
Like a jump scare.
Somebody got hurt.
My bad. What's up, fellas?
Peter. Hey, man. So it
I
looks like
can't
you're in
see
spy
you.
mode.
Can you see me?
Ow.
It looks like you're in spy mode.
Yeah, we can see you.
We can hear you too. Jesus.
Oh, my headphones.
Peter,
I'm
I
trying
love
to
your
scream at the
commitment.
kids, not you guys. My bad.
All right, that's
Peter,
right.
I
I
love
got you
your
turned down a little bit here.
commitment to go
Hey,
show no matter what
15
they
field
want.
goals for the Hawkeyes, 25 field goals for Nebraska.
Let's go. Oh, that's
Right. That's a great game right there. Holy crap!
Justin, are
No
you ready?
touchdowns scored. Only punt returns down to 1, and then a field goal because nobody scores.
Okay.
Do you have a
All
pick?
right.
What's your pick, Peter?
Okay, score Nebraska. Justin, this
Peter.
one's for you, homie.
Let's go.
Huskers take it in Iowa City. Deny the Hawkeyes bowl eligibility. They win this one 27. 27-17. There might be a touchdown. There might
That's
be.
my exact score pick.
That's such crap. You guys just rode on my coattails there. That's
Literally.
such a
No, I did it
Mac,
on
I
a show.
did.
I did it on a show yesterday. I did my prediction on a show yesterday, so I beat you.
All right, Justin, you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right. So to be honest, am I on 30 seconds? You said we get. Oh, I thought you said we get more time to talk about it.
No, because Garrison's got a ditch.
All right, restart.
Okay, I'm restarting. Go.
Yeah, I might go a little bit over because I'm trying to talk about football. So the last couple of weeks under Dana Holgorsen, our offense has shifted a lot, and we've gone from throwing over the short part of the field from 21%. We went up to about 37% against UCLA. We went from 4 for 6 to 12 for 12 from Satterfield to Holgorsen over the short middle of the field. And then why are you coming down? I said, go and take a little longer. And then we went to 50% last week. And what that's allowed us to do, Satterfield for the most part was just throwing deep down the field. None of his route concepts work. He was running mesh concepts without any triangle concepts or running it properly. And what we saw from Satterfield is he spreads the field out wide like the air raid normally does. He allows for wider splits. And we saw Emmett Johnson go crazy last week because he was able to get through the mud into the second level, just like I said was going to happen with that air raid. And it let him operate in the second and third level, which allowed our run game to get going. And you saw that wheel route come open and Emmett Johnson scored it. That was because that was a perfect mesh play. And a mesh play, we run it a lot under Holgorsen, and it is a perfect, it can beat cover 2, cover 4. It can beat man coverage. And there's always going to be an option there to throw to. So Iowa's going to have to stay very disciplined, and they are missing their top cornerback. They have their backup quarterback, but this is a rivalry game, so I think it's going to remain close. Iowa's, like I said, very disciplined. They don't beat themselves, so Nebraska's going to have to play smart, disciplined football, but I got 27-17.
Man, I hate it when they don't run their mesh routes and triangle routes. I was just trying to run a triangle route the other day. I ran smack into a door, like I just right into the door. It hurt. It's like I can't run another triangle route ever. That's going to get me killed.
Triangle read. You also can't hear.
Rob, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
So I've liked the football that Nebraska's played last weekend. Looking back at the Indiana game, I think that was an anomaly in their season. They're playing a lot better. Iowa just doesn't. They may have good defense, but it's just the same old, not enough offense. I have Nebraska winning 24 to 14.
Ooh, dead on the money there.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Justin, you're a cheater.
Why?
Because I predicted it first.
I predicted it yesterday, and I got proof, so it was on the show too.
I have no comment.
That's correct. You don't.
It's
Just
okay.
going down the
though. I
list here.
appreciate it.
Ben, go ahead. What do you got?
Well, I get all the points of Nebraska, and it's at Iowa, and Iowa's not the same team they have been. Like, they've been so up and down. But what's the difference is now Iowa's film, and Dana Holgerson's basically been fired from everywhere he's been at. So
this guy,
I'm going to take a
this guy has no idea the X's and
nasty
O's,
game.
what he's talking about. Literally
15
no
15
clue
to
what you're
6
talking about.
Iowa.
You have not watched any film on this team, and clearly if they had the film from the USC game and dropped 41 on Wisconsin.
Fight.
I got
the balls to say it at least.
Which is the most points we've scored since UTEP. We had our second pass block grade of the year since Northern Iowa, and Dana Holgerson's first game as our OC.
Yeah, but
Justin's getting riled up, and we don't even have an Iowa fan on the show.
did you watch the all 22 like I did, Justin?
I broke it down yesterday for about 35 minutes, so y'all can go check it out.
Is that on YouTube? I'm gonna check it out right now.
My live stream.
We'll check
I'm
out.
gonna leave the stream.
We'll check
I'm gonna
back
watch
on
that
this.
instead.
We'll check on this back next week. How about that?
Yeah.
No,
We'll do that.
you gotta learn a few things about football.
Garrison, you know anything about football?
Oh, I know a little bit. I only played it for most of my life.
Ready? Go.
Ohio State.
Yeah, I am. Iowa, they can't pass, and I think that if you're putting your own self into a box, which is just running the ball, Nebraska's defense is too good to allow you to do anything else. So give me Nebraska 20, Iowa 13. 10. I think they control it from start to finish.
And for what it's worth, Iowa's missing their top cornerback because he declared or he opted out so he can get ready for the draft.
So now, okay, I'm realizing the spread on this one is probably it's the tightest spread of the three games we're going to talk about, which means this could potentially be the best game of the weekend as far as skill goes or entertaining matchups.
It's usually close no matter, like I think our last 8 have ended within a one score, and like 4 of those were on a walk-off field goal.
Wow.
So,
and I know we've talked about this before, but now that we're at the end of the season, and this is their last game except for Nebraska's bowl game, do you guys, and in particular Justin, is Matt Rule on schedule or off schedule? He seems to be a little bit behind from my perspective, but what do you think?
No.
Does next year look good for the Huskers, or are we still?
Absolutely. Dana Holgerson will be back, and I'm telling you, the film does not lie on the concepts he's running. He simplified everything. He made the playbook a lot smaller. And what he said, he's like, if you're not pass blocking, if you're not doing your job, you're not going to be on the field. And he said that we had too many wide receivers rotating through too many different positions. He's like, we're going to play them in the spot that they're playing, and they're going to stay there. And we saw a commitment on the edges to the pass blocking, and that's what we have not had is the outside perimeter game. We have that finally, which is opening up the middle of the field, and then you use the middle of the field to open up the outside, and that takes people out of the box, and it opens up the run game. And look what happened.
Gotcha. All right. Garrison, you got to head out?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to give a – yeah, Ben says rapid fire. You want to do a rapid fire on the Michigan-Ohio State game before you head out?
First off, Oregon's going to win. Give me that 35-14. 14. Now, Saturday, noon. Hellfire. Brimstone.
Oh
my gosh.
Let's go, baby. Let them know.
Ohio State.
They broke you.
Ohio State
you're so
is number
sad
one
right
in the country
now.
in the third quarter at 12.3 points per game. I'm sorry, in the third quarter, then
Matt,
only giving
be
up
quiet.
0.8 in the third quarter. Michigan, on the other hand, they score 5.1, but they also give up 3.2. Also, another big statistic you should take. Michigan averages 4 punts a game and gives up only punts on 196 yards. Ohio State 4.5, but 233. What does that mean, everybody? What does that mean for the people on the short bus? What that means is that no matter what happens, when Ohio State punts the ball, we're going to put them in terrible situations no matter what. No matter what. And we're talking about the 100 and 28th ranked offense in college football, aka the worst
Bingo.
football, the worst offense in P4. How you guys managed to even accomplish that? Congrats. We're gonna kick your arse up and down the field. Fight the team across the field and show them Ohio's here.
Show them.
Set
All right.
Here.
rallying para with
The earth
a mighty
reverberating
cheer. Rah, rah,
with
rah, hit
a
them
mighty
hard
cheer.
and see
Rock,
how
rock,
they
rock.
fall.
Hit them hard and see how they fall. Never let that team get the ball. Hail, hail. The
hail.
gang's all here, so let's win the old conference now.
And next week, I plan on singing Carmen, Ohio on this show. See you later, fellas.
That didn't rhyme.
Happy
Wait.
Thanksgiving, Garrison. We'll see you next
Garrison
week.
brought out the punt stats. That's when you know he's on his game.
What's your?
yeah, really.
Did you give a score prediction?
What?
Oh,
Yeah. Score
yeah.
prediction.
No, all right. Wait. Will you be mad at me if I can't do it before the Scarlet and Blue show?
No, that's
Yeah.
fine. You can give it to me later. That's
No,
good.
then how about this? Type this in for me, Cliff.
All right.
For Ohio
It's a-
State, type in a lot.
I was literally going to say just say a lot.
And for you
Do a
guys,
little.
type in Neil.
Neil. Who's Neil?
Bye, Garrison. Happy Thanksgiving.
And
See ya,
that's
Garrison.
daddy for you.
On OnlyFans.
See you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Garrison. All right.
Wow.
We're gonna take a step back here.
Glad we got rid of that douche.
Can we get rid of the guy on the top, please?
Hey, it's my show.
I'm gonna move down here. Actually, I'm
Let's
gonna
show.
That's true. It is Cliff's show.
Oh,
I'm just here for
pen
some
over
reason.
there. Max started the whole thing. I just took it over. Now we're going to talk about Washington, Oregon, number 1 Oregon, who is 11-0 and 8-0 in the conference. Washington is
Yeah,
Bryce is in the chat. Bryce is in the chat.
Waited till he left.
Hey, Bryce. Garrison's on his way.
That's funny.
Bryce, welcome back anytime, man.
Anytime.
Harrison, eh.
All right. For the first time after 116 meetings, the Washington-Oregon rivalry game is being played as a Big Ten rivalry. Ben, I have a question for you. Is it the Border War, the Cascade Clash, or just simply the Oregon-Washington rivalry?
It's a bit of both. I think it's more known as the border war.
Border War?
Really? Yeah. I think that's more the official title, but I guess any of those titles technically are correct. Because I don't know when the rivalry got heated.
No, I don't know anything about this rivalry. That's why I was hoping you could fill us in on
Exactly.
some of
When it started in 1900, but in 1948, when Oregon was known as the Leadfoot still, and we still had Idaho and Montana in the pack. That team, Leadfoot Duck team, was quarterbacked by Norm Van Brocklin. Fullback John McKay. Instead of going into the Rose Bowl by vote of the conference, Washington swayed Montana to vote for Cal.
I feel like you're
and sent us to
voicing
the
a
Cotton
documentary.
Bowl. We were spited, and we've hated the Huskies since.
Stop. Exactly.
right.
Also, another fun fact. In 1962, an Oregon player, Larry Hill, was tackled by the Washington fans on the field to stop him from making a game-tying touchdown.
Nice.
So you can tell kind of how it's heated. Stuff like that, like the Cal Stanford band thing in the big game, stuff like that. It doesn't die.
I appreciate that fan tackling.
All right.
That's something I can rock with.
Well, okay, so last year Washington was in the national championship with Michigan, but this year is having the same trouble as Michigan. They've got the same record as Michigan, and the spread on this game is even pretty much the same as Michigan. Well, we got 19 and 21, so close enough. Oregon, on the other hand, is a machine, although they very nearly face-planted against Wisconsin. So here we are. This is, of
Nebraska
course,
beat handedly.
Nebraska beat handedly, yeah. So here we are in the midst of hate week, and from what we understand, from what Ben just told us, Washington and Oregon definitely hate each other. So let's talk some picks. Mac, going back up to the top here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And go.
So here's the thing. I I really had a difficult time with this one because normally when I like to judge college football matchups, I'm obviously extraordinarily objective. I always just tell it how it is. I give the facts, a lot like CNN. And frankly, with this one, it was very difficult because I wasn't really sure because Huskies, they're cute. They're adorable little puppies, but ducks, like they quack, 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 and they got the little waddle going on. It's really cute, and so I didn't know what to go with. So I'm going to go Oregon 35-14. Oh, that was Garrison's pick. Whoops.
That was, yeah.
Well, he was right.
Uh-oh.
Clip that.
We'll clip that and send it over to him. Said Garrison was right.
Is this the copy each other night?
Apparently.
Might be, yeah. All right, Justin, are you ready?
Yep.
Go.
Well, Washington's got an issue. They don't know who they're playing at quarterback yet. It's not going to be announced till game time, so that's not a good problem, or that's not a good thing to have. When you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. Oregon did struggle, but without Tez Johnson. But I think Dan Lanny's a good enough coach to figure that out offensively. But I think Washington, just with this rivalry game, I think it stays somewhat competitive. But I'm going to go 34-21. Oregon pulls away late.
34-21. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Let's go. I had to make up for the Nebraska one.
All right, Peter, you ready? Yeah,
Maybe.
all right, go ahead.
Okay, we'll find out. Oregon, a flock of ducks is going to the flying V up the field for a touchdown. Oregon Ducks are going to win this because of the flying V formation, which Ohio State will shudder, by the way, next week in December 7th. 34. No. Oregon can't score 30 points on anybody except Ohio State. Okay, my bad. Shut up. 28-17 Oregon. Dan Lanning is 0-3 versus Washington. He's going to be 1-3 barely. He sucks.
Not bad. Not bad.
I like the fire.
You guys are on tonight, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Rob, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go for it.
I think Oregon is looking for revenge for last season. Even though Kalen DeBayer is there, Washington, they essentially kept them out of the playoffs. They obviously got beat twice. So, Oregon is obviously a lot better. Washington, they may have good passing defense, but I think the Ducks is just going to be way too much. I have Oregon winning 40-14.
Wait, 42-14 or 40-14?
40-14.
40-20.
Gonna do that again.
I got to make sure. All right, Ben, are you ready?
Yeah.
You're the anchor on this one. Go.
Well, brought up a good point about Dan Lanning's has not beaten Washington. 3 losses by a total of 10 points. Kalen DeBoer's not there. This is Jed Fish, all new players. It's in Autzen. Oregon's got something to play for. Washington just wants to play spoiler. I think it's too much with the quarterback situation. I'm in the range of everyone. I think 37-14 Oregon. 37. Get in, get out. Do your thing. Get off the field.
5 seconds. Nice.
I would not be surprised if it ends in a blowout, but I think Washington will score something late.
Now, from what I remember, Oregon is actually still, they're a lock for the Big Ten championship, right? Even if by some miracle Washington wins.
Yeah, we're still locked. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The Buckeyes, the Buckeyes can't. Ryan Day doesn't know what the hell he's doing as a coach.
A lot of things would have to go
Ryan Day is a
wrong.
better beard than Dan Lanning ever could.
All right.
Ryan Day's a top 3 coach in college football, and Dan Lanning's not there yet.
Which brings me to my next question. Ben, how does I don't know how familiar you are with the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, but how does the Oregon-Washington rivalry compare to the hate that goes on between Michigan and Ohio State?
If you're not a Pac-12, if you weren't a Pac-10, Pac-8, Pac-12 fan, you're not going to understand it. Likewise, not being a Big Ten fan originally, you're not going to understand it. You're going to be more introduced to it. We watched the game, of course, but you don't get the whole necessarily the rivalry to a degree outside of being two blue bloods just battling it out.
Yeah.
Blue bloods.
So I would love.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this game.
No, not us. Michigan.
Sorry.
You know what? I don't know.
I digress.
No, I was gonna say too, blue bloods. That's awfully presumptive of you.
Washington, I think, they think they're a blue blood, and we're like,
Washington's
no,
a blue blood?
no.
Blue bloods don't change by definition.
I think they think they are, but
Blue bloods don't change by definition. No team can become a blue blood. It's they are what they are.
I mean, aren't the blue blood teams just the ones that existed prior to 1900?
Blue blood, the word blue blood comes from like European lineage of royalty, and whatever that they're considered blue bloods, and it regardless of current family status, if you come from that lineage, you are considered a blue blood. So it's those teams that were kind of the upper echelon and most consistent throughout kind of the heyday of college football, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Those are the blue bloods who had the most success there, kind of in the foundational years of college football.
Speaking back to Mac's point earlier, fight. They had a great conversation about that a while back of when do you lose blue blood status? Like after 30 years of doing nothing, maybe?
You don't.
I was like, that's not a bad point in some degree when you like are literally, no offense, not specifically saying Nebraska, but
wrong.
any team.
But by definition, that's not true. I mean, honestly.
Well, by your definition.
But
no, that is the definition of a blue blood.
Yeah. But then in as far as current standings go, it doesn't mean anything anyway.
There's a difference between being an elite team currently and being a blue blood.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's hit it. This is our Michigan-Ohio State, the game as it's been called. I don't know. I was trying to find out when it officially became the game. I don't know when it was actually named that. I know that we're looking
10-year war, wasn't it?
Was it during the 10-year war?
I thought it was during the 10-year war in the 80s.
Okay.
All I know is it's a fun game to watch.
It is a fun game. It's always a fun
biggest rivalry in all of college football, man.
Absolutely.
Make it any better.
Yep.
Yeah, biggest rivalry in all of sports. While this is, and I decided to level the playing field here, while this is the 120th meeting, we're going to count games from 1918 when both Ohio State and Michigan were part of the Big Ten at the same time. Going by that, the series stands at 49 Michigan, 52 Ohio State, and 4 ties. This is from 247 Sports. The game has had a major impact on the Big Ten championship race, and in many cases, also the bid for the Rose Bowl, no fewer than 52 times.
Wow.
On 26 of those 52 previous occasions, the teams have decided the title or division championship between themselves. Even with Michigan being on a down year, I am surprised at the number of people who actually believe Michigan can upset Ohio State this weekend. But let's find out what you guys think. Michigan is currently 6-5 and 4-4 in the conference. Number 2 Ohio State is 10-1, 7-1 in the conference after losing to Oregon, who's currently number 1. The spread on this game is 21 points with the over/under at 42.5. Mac, can you do this?
I don't want to go
30
first.
You don't want.
I don't want to go first.
Justin, would you like to go?
I'll go.
Okay, go.
Yeah, so I think for Michigan, they would have to be able to run the ball effectively. I think third down is going to be very important for them to keep this game close, but I just think Ohio State is a little too much a lot too much in the trenches. Michigan has bullied really bad teams that aren't physical up front. Ohio State is not that. Judkins and Travion Henderson have almost 1,500 yards combined, 14 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith is a load to cover. I just don't think there's enough. There's too many weapons over there for them to deal with and not enough players on Michigan that can score. The implied score based on the spread is 32-12. I got Ohio State 31-13.
That's a bad score in Ohio State history. Please change it to 32 or 30-13. Please change it.
All right, we'll go 30-32.
Thank you. Because Timbiaka Pachuca went for 313 yards and they won 31-13.
Way to bend the knee, Nebraska. Way to bend the knee.
Listen. They've had my back. All right, me, Nebraska and Ohio State. We're cool. Our fan base are cool, so I got their back.
That's so weird. No, that's not.
Hey,
perfect.
COVID. It happened during 2020 and COVID. We're both fighting for football. Guess who was fighting against it? Michigan.
No, hang on.
Un-American.
Michigan's coaches wanted to play football. Michigan's administration was in the
Michigan
pocket.
was against it.
Michigan's administration was. The coaches were not.
That's the representative of the team.
But the coaches wanted to play. There's a
No,
difference.
Harbaugh wanted to cower out.
Yep.
No, he didn't.
Ohio
He said
State
he
and
didn't want to
Nebraska
cower out.
were vocal.
He cowered out
about
from
it.
Ohio State in
Yeah,
2020. He
Nebraska-
would have done it this year too.
That's bull.
Why do you think our fan bases
That-
have gotten along since then?
That's fine. You guys can
heck.
have that. You guys had that, and that's great. I was a huge Justin Fields fan while he was trying to get football. You know, he was on Good Morning America. I watched it and I was tweeting like, "Yeah, go Justin Fields. Good job, buddy."
They had a
Harbaugh
spirited
wanted to play. The
practice.
entire coaching staff wanted to play. The players wanted to play. It was
No, they
Ward
didn't.
Manuel.
No, they
Ward
didn't.
Manuel didn't want to play.
Harbaugh did not.
There was a
absolute
spirited
crap.
practice the day after. I don't want to hear about it.
Yep.
Fight me.
Yep.
You guys are so wrong. It's
That
crazy.
happened. And I'm going last if that's okay. I'll go last.
That's fine.
Who did that?
Sorry, bud.
Dad.
Didn't mean to end it early there. All right, Rob.
See you.
I had my keyboard set on the wrong spot. Rob, you ready?
Yep.
Go.
You know, I've seen a lot of threads, a lot of comments, Facebook, social media, whatever. Michigan fans just not ready to give Ohio State their credit or respect, and I don't know if they ever will. You know, I just remember before the Indiana game, Kurt Signetti is a leader of men. Ryan Day is sharp and soft. Indiana's going to get it done. And now that Ohio State just completely dismantled Indiana, the needle has
The narrative
moved.
changed.
The narrative changed. Oh, we're gonna hop on board and say Indiana didn't play anybody. Their defensive line's not that good. Kirk Signetti is not ready for the moment. But you just said that he was a leader of men and Ryan Day was sharp and soft. So I don't think we're gonna get respect until we beat them. But, you know, another thing I will say is this is a completely different Ohio State team. The players, the coaches, they play for each other. And I'm gonna say something that Harbaugh said. The team. You can feel the energy on that field. When Caleb Downs ran back that punt return, everybody's cheering, everybody's excited. I heard it was the loudest that it's been in the stadium. It's just a different mentality, a different attitude. They're a physical team. They're not. This is not like I'm going to pretend to be a tough team, just like in 22 when they gave up in the third quarter. You have players stepping up. You have leaders. Cody Simon, Styles, definitely Caleb Downs, big leader. So I just think that due to the culture, which by the way, Michigan fans swore was broken, I think they win this game. And due to Michigan's defensive line being good, it's going to keep them in the game. I have it being close to like mid-third, but I have Ohio State winning 32 to I'm gonna go 18. 32 to 18.
32-18. All right, Ben, are you ready?
The timer is fired on this show.
Yeah, I forgot to start it for Rob there. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
I agree with everything that was said. I think one of the things I do it too. It's transitive properties where it's like two teams compete against each other. You can't compare because they each prepare differently for each other.
Football math does not work.
This is not the Michigan team of last year. They've struggled. This Ohio State team has seemed to find that identity. It's at Ohio State. 38-14, Ohio State.
And I think I think Ohio State might start a little slow and give Michigan fans hope, and then they're just gonna pull away and shred your hearts.
Yeah, I like the rivalries do unpredictable things, but I just don't know. I can't see it right here. I see it more the Oregon-Washington than this one.
Whoever was talking about Michigan having a creative offensive scheme, I don't know about that.
I think they said they need to have. They will have.
Michigan has a chance of winning. If their offense is they can't.
Yeah,
that's not a thing.
That's orgy in the end zone, baby.
That would have needed to happen already for us to think that they can get creative.
Well, that is true. That is true. I mean, remember they had a wide receiver, I believe, backup wide receiver throwing to Orgy against Oregon, and he ran into the camera crane. So,
yep.
Yeah. That's pretty creative, though. I mean, nobody saw that camera crane coming, including Orgy.
Peter, are you ready?
Does Mac? He wants to go dead last.
You want to go last, Mac?
Yeah, best for last.
Dang it, it's your show. All right. Okay, this is what I'll
right,
say. A whole lot. As in 45 points. Michigan, if they get in the end zone, I will throw a rock through a window at my sister's house, so I don't care.
Wow.
45-10. If they score a touchdown, if it's 45-9, I'll be happy. If it's 45-10,
No.
I'm going to throw a rock through a window.
Why'd you pick it?
Buckeyes destroy. 4 years of wrath. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 is coming down in the horseshoe like a fireball from heaven on Sodom and Gomorrah. About Ann Arbor.
Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Just let it stand unless he actually wants to throw a rock through his sister's window. Maybe
I feel
maybe
like he
that's the
does. I
point.
feel like he does.
Yeah, maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do it. Don't test me on that, Michigan. Don't you dare cross the goal line.
Because he came in predicting 40 field goals between Iowa and Nebraska and 15 field goals last week, and now he wants to add a touchdown in all of a sudden.
I mean, that kicker is going to be icing his leg for a week.
Hey, listen, Zapata is disgusting. He is an offensive weapon like Denard was.
Zapata, yeah.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah, he's making chip shots from 55 yards out. It's crazy.
He can make, dude. If he makes the 65-yard field goal, I'll just throw a pebble through the window.
That'd
be
cool.
Is your sister in the car? Is she hearing this?
She'll see it on Saturday if Michigan crosses the goal line, and I won't pick it up. I won't do it. Maybe I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up.
Leave a note that says, "Ha, suck it."
Told you.
All right, Mac. It's all down to you.
All right. See you later.
Ready?
Do I have to use the timer? Nobody else is using the timer.
Nah, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Justin said I didn't have to, so.
Because I want to hear this all.
Yeah. All of it, the explanation, the in-depth breakdown.
I demand that you
the unemotional
right now.
analysis.
All right, look, the absolute meltdown that has been happening on Buckeye Twitter this week has been absolutely worth whatever beatdown Michigan's going to get this weekend. It's like, yeah, okay, objectively speaking, I'm not expecting to win this game. It might even get bad. But watching you guys weep and cry and the gnashing of teeth all week long over, the last 3 years, Michigan cheated. Oh, it's terrible. Hellfire and damnation on Ann Arbor. Oh, goodness.
Brimstone.
Whatever.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's just great. It's been great, man. We broke you guys. It's been amazing.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
We won.
Wait a minute.
We won the national championship last year. Like, I'm good. I'm happy. This has been a great week. Saturday, it's going to be a great game. I'm really excited for it. But here's what I want to say. I want to take you guys back. I want to take you guys back to November 25th, 1995.
Hey, I already mentioned that.
A day. Yeah, well, I'm going there now myself. A day that will live in Michigan.
I didn't know you were going to talk this slow. Jeez.
Shut up. Chimanga Biakapatuka ran for 313 yards, and I think it was 3 touchdowns, and brought Michigan from the brink. Michigan goes into the game 8-3. You want to know what they came out? They came out 9-3, and they totally trashed Ohio State's chances at a national championship and locked themselves up a place in the Alamo Bowl. Now, it's not going to be the Alamo Bowl this time. It's going to be the Music City Bowl or the Motor City Bowl. And I don't care which one it is because I'm going to love it. Michigan's going to win this game behind a powerful running attack from Kalel Mullings. Do not count the boys out.
What?
It is going to be 31-23 Michigan. Suck it.
They are going to get dominated at the point of attack.
I like the emotional investment in this, in your prediction. I really do.
I appreciate that. That's nice.
SNG, baby, Sodom and Gomorrah. And
If,
I lived there, so I want it to burn.
You lived in Sodom and Gomorrah?
No, Ann Arbor.
Oh,
But the game is being played in Columbus. That would mean that Columbus would get destroyed.
Also,
No,
I don't know. I don't know
No,
if
no,
you've
no.
been to Ann Arbor recently, but it's not as bad as Sodom and Gomorrah was. I can almost guarantee that.
What about ancient Athens? What about that?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we have to be talking LA before we get somewhere comparable to Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, I don't know. Although, Ben, I mean, you've been to Portland recently, I'm assuming, right?
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Well,
No,
see?
Oh God, no. I haven't touched foot back in that state in almost like.
Hey, who won the
18 years.
Heisman in 1995, sir? Eddie
No one
George.
cares.
Who won the Natty in 1995?
Oh, frick.
Nebraska.
Number 7.
Hey.
Justin's tight shirts won the Natty.
So,
How is this tight?
Justin,
How is this tight?
Justin and his biceps won the national championship.
I was trying to think of this the other day. Who is that running back on Nebraska who ended up getting in trouble down the road?
Oh, you talking about Lawrence Phillips?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, he would have been the great. Well, talent-wise, he was our greatest running back of all time. He was just a terrible human being. Yeah, and went to
Legit.
prison and
That's
Sad
how it
story.
goes.
he killed somebody in prison as well.
Guys, I have another question though. Considering I know everything is out of control this week with the hate week on Twitter and all of that, and everybody's just going nuts. With the NIL kind of settling out now, or now that Michigan is actually involved in NIL, now that Ohio State's involved in NIL, they were already.
Overpaying a quarterback.
Or maybe
Be a drop in the bucket compared to what happens soon.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and that might be that's another discussion too. But the discussion I want to get into is that now that Michigan is getting into NIL, presuming that by doing that they're actually going to beef up not just the team but the coaching staff. Could we be looking at another 10-year war between Michigan and Ohio State?
Can I just say something about the NIL deal? So I actually heard what happened. It was actually Larry Ellison's wife who told Dave Portnoy that she went to school during the Brady Hoke era, never wanted to feel it again. It sounds like someone who's really rich, who's actually really rich, who's used money to solve all their problems and hoping that this sticks. So I honestly don't know if this is going to be another 10-year war, but it's all going to be up to what coaching changes they make. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. You got Mac, Peter. You got any?
I think
thoughts on whether it could be a 10-year war.
I think it could be a 10-year war, and I don't care if money's a part of it. I mean, Ohio State spent $20 million to put Band-Aids all over their roster this year, and it seems to be working out for them. And we spent $12 million to get a quarterback. That's, hopefully that works out for us. I think in the future, you're going to see, they're going to need salary caps for college football here soon. So yeah, I don't care that salary is a part of it. They can get paid. That's fine. But I think a 10-year war will happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a 2-year war is going to happen because Sharon's going to be out of a job in 2025.
If Ohio State wins on Saturday, I'm not going to go on and say they're going to go on a 7-8 year tear again. There's a potential 10-year war. There's the NIL. There's the NIL. Of course you will, Peter.
I'll say it on our YouTube live tomorrow night.
Dude, I'm not going on YouTube live Thanksgiving, man. You're crazy.
I will.
All right, guys, hold that.
Anyway,
hold that thought for 1 second here. Apparently, Justin and Ben both have to go off and have conferences here with the opposing teams.
Lame.
Unfortunately.
Ben.
Keegan, it was Frazier. It was Tommy Frazier in 95. It was Scott Frost in 97, by the way.
All right. Ben, thank you for being on the show. Where can everybody find you?
Yeah, again, Exploring with Ben and Sam on YouTube, and then the
Uh-huh.
Oregon Voice of College Football channel, and then the Sunday show on the main channel for Mark Rogers. But yeah, NIL is going to change. We're going to see what happens. Do I think Michigan just blew a ton of money potentially on a unproven freshman hopeful quarterback? Yes, but if it pans out, hey, it pans out. But otherwise, yeah, you just wasted a lot of money.
And here's
Well,
the
we'll
other
see.
thing.
We'll see. You got to take risks to win too. Sometimes,
Right, yeah.
So
where are you off to tonight that you're hosting a Husky?
Oregon channel on the Voice of College Football, and we'll be talking with the one of the hosts of Locked On Huskies.
Oh, nice. All
Oh,
right.
Roman Thomasoff?
Nope.
Okay.
Larson.
I had him on. Cool. He's cool.
Yeah, he didn't. He did not have time, so he handed me off to Lars.
Gotcha.
Like a little bitch Husky would.
All right, Ben. Thank you very much for being on the show. Appreciate it. Enjoy the football this weekend, and happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely,
brother.
All
Happy
to you
Thanksgiving.
too, and down Huskies.
All right. Take care, man.
Have fun, everyone.
Later, bro.
Justin,
Yes,
you
sir.
have to go talk to an Iowa guy. What's going on?
Yep. Iowa Voice of College Football. So you have to battle Voice College Football channels if you want to watch me or if you want to watch his. So but I'll be hopping on there about 30 minutes into it. But yeah, so catch me over at Iowa with the Voice of College Football if you want to see that. But that's what I got going on. And then Nebraska football, the Voice of College Football if you want to find me over there.
Excellent. All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for being on the show tonight, and we
Appreciate
will see you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Take care.
Have a good one, Justin.
Later, bro.
So, Mac, I will say something about your prediction about Khalil Mong's going off. So for someone, I will say for someone who converted a linebacker to running back, he's been good, but I just don't think he's that good enough to put up just those monstrous numbers against this Ohio State defense. And so I forgot my other prediction. It's going to be up to how Davis Warren plays this for the first time in a while, and this is going to be an anomaly, possibly. Because then you have Bryce Underwood coming, who knows what the offensive scheme is going to be, and then you have Tavion St. Clair or whoever else for Ohio State. Of course, they're always going to be pass happy. I think that this game is going to be won in the air. Just going on a hunch, going to go and say it. I know that the meetings have been decided by the line of scrimmage and the whoever has the most rushing yards, but for the first time in a while, that's going to happen. So I just don't think Khalil Mullings is a speedster, someone who he's a power back. It's gonna be predictable on how he's gonna run. Now, like Donovan Edwards, maybe this is one of those games where he shows up big, but
Let me come on.
what if OSU can't contain the pass rush? I think they're gonna have to do a kind of a quick RPO type of deal where Howard's gonna have to make quick decisions and be able to counter that. I just think Ohio State just has too many weapons to not put up some massive yards in their passing game. I mean, you have like 3 first rounders on there. Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, Emeka Ibuka. Ennis is going to be a star when he gets his chance. Henderson and Junkins, you can't count them out catching passes from the backfield or going out into the flats as well. So I like your intensity, Mac. It's really I admire your loyalty to your team. But yeah. Now if it was Blake, let's say that the roles were reversed and Blake Corum was the lone back this year behind this line, I'd say, yeah, there's a good chance that, he could carry this team to a win, but it's not.
I've been enjoying Twitter, and I understand Twitter is not real life, and that's not it's not indicative of the actual fan base. But it's funny to me that if you don't pick your team, then you have a defeatist attitude. But in our case, if we don't pick Michigan, we have a defeatist attitude. But if we do pick Michigan, then we're not being realistic. And it's like you can't win no matter what on Twitter. No matter what you say, you're wrong. And but anyway, but like I said, that's just Twitter. That's just people mouth off on Twitter all the time, and that's what makes it fun, I guess. What I found interesting, I don't know if you guys have watched Jake Butt on his show the past couple days. He has actually made a case that he sees how Michigan can actually win this game, which I was surprised at. And I've seen a couple others, too, are picking Michigan to potentially win. Not that it's going to be easy. Not that it's going to be even – well, not that it's going to be easy, I guess I should say. But there's a lot of things that have to fall in place for Michigan to make this work. But they do have a path to win. Part of it is going to rely on like we've talked about, Ryan Day getting too conservative in his play calling. But like you guys have said, you've seen Ryan Day step up his play calling and get more aggressive. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm excited to watch it, which, like I was telling you guys last night on your show, I'm not real worried about it, but I am excited to watch it. I hope Michigan wins, but if they don't, it's like it's still a good season because we beat Michigan State and we got a bowl game.
Yeah. And, here's my final input. Michigan obviously going to get their wins in the future. They could, like, I just think this is just me being, I just think this is a different Ohio State team, different coaches. He surrounded himself by the right people. I just think that they're set for a rematch with Oregon. Not going to be like, oh, Michigan had their 3 years. Now it's just going to go off in the sunshine. No, like this could potentially be a 10-year war. And so I just think that everything's in place at the right time. And I'm going to go back to say, I'm glad I predicted. I'm glad that they lost to Oregon. They don't lose to Oregon. They don't look at themselves in the mirror. They don't make these changes on defense. They're not running these little blitz packages, these stunts on defense. They're not. Their attitude wouldn't be changed. In that bad game against Nebraska, that those two games were a blessing to get things to where they need to be, and I'm glad they happened.
Yeah, I am. Like I don't remember if I said that. Whoops, sorry about that, Mac. I don't remember if I said this on you guys' show last night or not. But what I find interesting is with Michigan anyway, that as bad as things are this season, and I guess bad relative to winning a national championship last season, and yet still somehow they're getting those recruits in. So either they've got some really dynamic recruiters at Michigan, or they see something at Michigan happening that will develop next year or maybe in the next 2 years. That's why I bring up the 10-year war question, because I feel like if they're able to bring in those recruits, they've got something to offer them. So we might be looking at a resurgence of the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. Not like it's been, the past 20 years, it was all Ohio State and then all Michigan. It would be fun to see it be, Ohio State wins this year, Michigan wins next year, Ohio State wins the year after, Michigan wins the year after. I mean, that's what the 10-year war was. It was just trading off year after year.
Yeah.
It would be great to see those two great teams. And now you've got Oregon in the mix and potentially USC coming back up. I think we're in for some good football over the next few years.
Could you pull up Keegan's comment? Does he think Michigan will win?
Oh yeah, he's a Michigan fan. He thinks Michigan.
Yeah, here's the thing, Keegan.
I think that's what he's saying anyway.
I mean, maybe that's what you're saying. What you're saying. I was optimistic about Ohio State last season, but after a while in the game, I waved the white flag. And in 2022, it was destiny that Michigan would beat Ohio State in 2022 for the first time in the shoe in quite some time. And it was just destiny for 2023. I just think this is destiny for Ohio State. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's great that you're enthusiastic about your team. That's great. You always got to represent your team, but
you gotta.
You have to. But at the same time, I'm someone who's honest with myself, about, Ohio State as well. And, at some point you just gotta like be like, okay, gotta come to terms like maybe this isn't Michigan's season to beat Ohio State. There's going to be other seasons because there's no way Ohio State wins every year. And I just think it's destiny. So
Yeah, well, and like I said with the Twitter stuff, that's kind of the funny thing is that if like you were just saying, if you accept the fact that Ohio State is the far superior team and are okay with Michigan losing, then I'm getting called, defeatist and a loser. And that's I actually had one guy tell me I had a defeatist attitude that was going to send Michigan into irrelevance for the next 20 years. And I didn't answer the guy, but I'm like, I don't play for the team. Nothing I say has any bearing on what happens with the team.
But I
understand what you're saying, Rob. I'm
yeah.
not putting you in that group. I understand what you're saying.
I'm not going to be like other Ohio State fans say that Michigan's just going to roll over. That's not going to be the case.
No.
I just think that, going into the third, fourth quarter, I think Ohio State is going to pull away a bit. So, but I gotta get going, you guys.
Hey, let me.
Can I throw this one up real quick?
Yeah.
Keegan says that the left, outside tackle and center are out for OSU.
Yeah, that could be a big weakness that they exploit, but I do like how they played against Indiana, and Indiana has a top 5 rushing defense as well. I know they're no Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, but still very, very impressive for what they had to put in. So,
gotcha. All right.
But I gotta get going, you guys.
Okay, you guys got to head out.
Yeah.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. What do you got, Peter?
I want to say just one more parting statement. You guys are the best, by the way. You came on our show. You came on our show, and that was wonderful. And we'll return the favor again next season. Ohio State will win dominating fashion.
Come on, Peter. You got to represent the channel well, man.
Here's the thing. My sister is a jerk, and so that's why I'm in a car and not in the house. But that's why I'm throwing a rock through the window, too. We're going to McDonald's because, we're going to McDonald's because I feel like it. So, right. Ohio State will win, and here's why. I just want to say a couple words. Tim Biakabatuka was almost 30 years ago. That was in Ann Arbor, not Columbus. Now, 1996 was in Columbus, and that was even worse than 1995. Let's be honest about that. 96 was worse.
Yeah.
96 was worse, and I'll say why. Because Ohio State was undefeated, 11-0. I'll see you guys. I got to go. Sorry, I got to go.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, Peter. We'll see you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go Bucks. God bless. We'll see you on the next one. Find us, only me, on YouTube Live tomorrow at Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Rob, love you, man. Have a good night, brother.
Later,
Matt Cliff, love you. See ya.
Love you too. See you, man.
Later. But all right. Well, thank you for having me on. It's always a great time. I'm going to be sad when the picking show ends. So yeah.
We've only got like 2 shows left, I think.
Definitely. But so anyone who's watching, you can find me and my co-host Peter on Buckeyes Battle Cry. And you can find me on TikTok at Buckeye Rob 13.
Buckeye Rob 13. All right. I think Mac is muted. He's been trying to say something, and I can't hear anything. Oh, we lost him. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. It muted again and then unmuted. All right.
Huh. All right.
Were you going to say something?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving, Peter. Rob, thank you very much, Rob.
Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Yeah.
We'll see you next
Appreciate
week.
you, man.
All right. Later.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, and we are going to close out here with another ad read for Mac's new company, right?
All right, yeah.
That's the
Ladies
one.
and gentlemen,
Okay.
this is So, all right. So, for those of you who don't know, I work in digital marketing for my full-time gig, and I've got my own company now. So, Just going to do a little ad read for that. I made this up myself. No, I didn't. Attention, small business owners. This holiday season, let bite-sized advertising, that's BYTESIZED, bite-sized advertising, supercharge your sales. With our expert strategies and cutting-edge analytics, we'll make sure your products shine bright in the crowded marketplace. Bite Size use the power of artificial intelligence to do the work of a full commercial marketing team with just the fraction of the staff. This makes us far more efficient and ensures your business gets the attention it truly deserves. Visit Bite-Sized Advertising today and unwrap your business's potential.
Nice. I like it.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, link in the description. If anyone owns a small business, a local business, if you know somebody who does, please hop on that website, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to work with you. I've been told I'm good at what I do, so there you go.
Nice. Keegan even put up his all rise.
Oh, appreciate you, Keegan.
In honor of your ad.
You may now be seated.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody enjoys football this weekend. I hope you enjoy time with your friends and family as whatever it is you do to celebrate Thanksgiving. If you're eating turkey or brisket is good. I'm a turkey guy. Noodles. I don't know, Mac, what's your favorite? Do you like turkey or brisket?
I'd eat both.
Well, yeah.
I have no preference. Just give me whatever. Rochelle made chicken this evening with like lemon zest, some sort of lemon marinade. Yeah. It was delicious. It was falling off the bone. It was just amazing. It was perfect. She baked it a little bit after so you slow cook it and then you bake it to add a little bit of crunch. Lord have mercy, that was delicious. I can't even right now. It was so good. I want more right now. I
know.
That's where I'm at.
And this year we can actually probably watch the Lions win a game at Thanksgiving.
I know.
That's going to be awesome.
How about that?
Yeah. Don't forget to check out the teamrivalry.com website. Don't forget to check out the Point of Minute show on Michigan football at the Voice of College Football. Plus all the other shows on Michigan football at the Voice of College Football with John D'Adamo and TJ. Lots of great stuff going on in the Voice of College Football Network. Lots of stuff going on here on Big Ten Team Rivalry, where we're looking at putting together some documentaries on coaches during the offseason, try to get into some storytelling videos. That's something both Mac and I enjoy. Like I said, we've really only got 2 shows left for picks. We're going to do a pick next week for the Big Ten Championship, and then we're going to do an extravaganza show for the playoffs and the bowl games. Hopefully bring back some SEC friends of the channel, and we'll have a bigger show there and get a whole bunch of stuff going on there for the championship series. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Most importantly, don't forget to come back here next Wednesday at 8:15 p.m. for the Big Ten Championship show. And hopefully we will not be too upset about what happened on Saturday. It's going to be a great game. Anyway, I think that's all I've got. Mac, anything you want to add to that?
Sloops, Menace to Sports, and Buckeye Boys. I think those are 2 Ohio State football. Yeah. They follow Ohio State football, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if they need marketing, hop on my website and send me an email, man. I will do it.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't discriminate. Money's money. Money talks. I don't care if it comes from a Buckeye.
All right, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy football. And we will see you next Wednesday night at 8:15. Mac, take us out.
This is the Big Ten Team Rivalry Show. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. And now I'm going to actually hit the close like I'm supposed to.
Okay. Nice job.